Here.
I think I saw John pull up.
Did you see John pull up?
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. We got everything.
Yeah, I started. Okay,
You look good here. You in trouble
There's a lot
tonight?
of questions tonight, man. We got a lot of questions tonight, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna bend all kind of
Hey,
motions
I
tonight.
didn't know what you're getting into. I didn't.
Don't break you in good.
Very good. All right. We'll call to order the meeting tonight. This is the City Commission for the City of Leesburg. Monday, April 25th, 2022. It's 5:30 p.m. I call this meeting to order. If you please rise for the invocation pledge. Heavenly Father, we ask that you grant us the wisdom and the knowledge to make good decisions for the city tonight. We ask this in your name. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, tonight we've got a proclamation. It's Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Okay, this is from the Office of the Mayor, Leesburg, Florida. Proclamation. Whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is a time-honored and essential part of local government and exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, and whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center for functions of local government and community, and whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their county, state, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk. Now, therefore, I, Jimmy Burry, Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Leesburg, do hereby proclaim the week of May 1st through May 7th, 2022 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerks, J. Andy Purvis and Anna Rotterman, and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital service they perform and their exemplary dedication to our communities.
Do you want us to go in front or?
Tonight we have two presentations. Presentation A, the 2021 Plant Operations Excellence Award for the plantation at Leesburg's water treatment plant, presented to plant staff.
Al, hey, Cliff, are you gonna do?
I don't have it.
Cliff, why don't you read the goods for Endless Al?
Want to read that?
No.
Don't do that one.
Right, so this was an award given to the plantation plant. It's the 2021 Plant Operations Excellent Award in furtherance of the Florida Department of Environmental Protection's goal of ensuring safe drinking water for all people in Florida. This certificate is hereby awarded to the plantation at Leesburg plant staff in recognition of outstanding operation through dedicated professionalism, awarded at the 2022 Focus on Change Seminar Series event held in Ocala, Florida. Presented this day, 17th day of March 2022. From Michael Lynch, Director, Division of Water Resource Management. Congratulations.
You guys get to smell it.
Thank you.
Okay, our second presentation, we have Melissa Oriega from HR with the Employee Service Award recognitions.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. So today we're recognizing some of our employees who have recently retired, and we thank them for coming back to receive their awards. First of all is Mr. Jack Montado. Jack served 16 years with the city of Leesburg in the gas department, and he is now enjoying retirement.
All right.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Next is Dennis Workman, or Denny as we call him. Denny gave us 16 years of service in the purchasing department under the warehouse. He ran that warehouse for us and we appreciate it, and now he's also enjoying his retirement. Yeah. She'll take a picture for you. She'll take the picture for you.
You want different?
Congratulations, Denny. Next is Miss Leah Lang. Miss Leah gave us 23 years of service in our library, and now she's enjoying this next chapter in her life. Thank you for coming. Yes, it is. Would you like to present?
Yeah,
that?
I'll present this one. This is a difficult one to present, a longtime employee, but in a chapter with the city of Leesburg. So Ken Thomas, our Housing and Economic Development Director. Ken has a lot of titles, so I'll stick with that one. Ken submitted his resignation now about a month ago. Ken has served the city for about 20 years. And he is moving on to the city of Daytona. A little bit of a personal story there for me with Daytona. Their HR director was a colleague of mine when I was in Sebastian. He was my HR director. He left me 3 or 4 years into my service in Sebastian and went to Daytona. And I got a call from him a few months ago, and he said, "Hey, I'm stealing one of your guys. Do you have some Ken Thomas?" I'm like, "Yes." Well, our city manager is going to call you to do a background check. And after I said a bunch of horrible things about Ken, he still got hired. So a little bit of time passed. I thought we dodged a bullet, but Ken notified me that indeed Daytona wanted him. So I had a bunch of conversations with Ken post that, and unfortunately Ken is still leaving us. But I wanted, we had a little bit of a celebration for Ken on Friday at the Resource Center, and I wanted to echo just a couple of the things that I said at that retirement party for Ken here. And I think Ken's been a humongous part of our organization. He'll be a big hole that we have to fill. So we'll do that. But in moving forward, I just wanted to reflect on some of the things that Ken accomplished. I know for 20 years, 8 of them, so not quite half with me, But I think in the past 8 years, we got a lot done, and I think Ken's a big part of that. The things immediately that come to my head are getting the resource center built, getting the teen center built, the things we've done in the Carver Heights CRA, some of the economic development accomplishments that go on. The Pine Street, I forgot to mention that. Ken was a big part in the Pine Street stuff. Ken was also a big part in getting with me with the American Recovery Act money to give the contributions to both Leesburg and West Leesburg CDC. So, that's just a little bit of stuff, but that's a lot of stuff, at least in my opinion, in 8 years. And I think the biggest thing for me is how influential Ken became with me in opening my eyes to diversity and making sure that we're doing the right thing for everybody in the community. So Ken, you're going to be hard to replace. I'm going to miss you.
Thank you, man.
And congratulations and good luck. Yes.
Thank you. I'm gonna go around and shake everybody's hand.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
Appreciate it. I got your
There you
hand.
go.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate it.
Okay, so that's everybody, I guess. So the fourth item on the agenda is public comments. This section is reserved for members of the public to bring up matters of concern or opportunities for praise. Issues brought up will not be discussed in detail at this meeting. Issues will either be referred to the proper staff or will be scheduled for consideration at the future City Commission meeting. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Ms. Smalley.
Hello, my name's Joni Swally. I'm from the Leesburg Partnership. I just wanted to thank everybody, especially the city. We just had Bike Fest this last weekend, and it was a great success. We had a lot of people on Saturday, a lot more than we expected. But we could not have done this without the help of the city. Every department, in every way, shape, or form, called and asked, what can I do to help? What can we do to make this a good event? And we really appreciate it, and I just wanted to come up here and give praise for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Gail Howell. I was here 2 weeks ago from Leesburg Shuffleboard, and I told you what we had wanted. We basically wanted a place to have our dinner next year, and I gave my name to someone, and he was supposed to call, and he didn't. And I don't know who he was. I think he was the man who was here before.
I don't mean to. That's the guy you want to see right there.
Okay.
He's signaling to me he called you twice. So if you
Well,
can get with him right
will.
now,
I will.
he'll help you out.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other public comment? Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Routine items are placed on the consent agenda to expedite the meeting. If the commission staff wish to discuss any item, the procedure is as follows. Pull the item or items from the consent agenda, vote on remaining items with one roll call vote, discuss each pulled item, and vote by roll call. Any items to be pulled?
C1.
Make a motion to approve the remaining items.
Second.
Roll call. Roll call?
Commissioner Christian,
Yes.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Yes.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bree.
Yes. Okay, would somebody introduce 5C1?
Introduced and has to be read by title only.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Leesburg, Florida, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an office use agreement between the City of Leesburg and Lake Economic Area Development Corporation for office space at Leesburg International Airport and providing an effective date.
Move for approval.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. I don't have any issue or concerns about it, but my question is, what, if any, improvements we're gonna put into this space for them to be able to move in, and an estimated cost of what we're gonna have to spend.
We're gonna need to do some painting, some door fixing, some AC repairs. I think our estimate was about 15,000.
And we're taking care of that 100%?
The city is gonna take care of it 100%. My suggestion would be that it's paid out of the utility funds, specifically probably gas and electric, because they promote economic development more than the other funds.
Okay, so you're thinking about $15,000 of improvements to get them
To
to
be
where they
able-
need to be. So,
Yeah.
so based on the lease amount, they're gonna have to be, they're plus or minus about 2.5 years to actually recoup the 15,000. Okay.
And so my question is, so we're doing this because they're promoting economic development in Lake County, Leesburg, and is this market rate rent? Because we gave the sheriff a very hard time on renting, so I just want to make sure we're consistent. That 540 square feet, that's the average rate of $500 a month for a market. Because I mean, we beat the sheriff up, and he's a partner. So I mean, I don't want to get in here and beat the sheriff up, and then we come with another group and say we're going to give them cheap rent, put $15,000 renovated for $500 a month. So I mean, I just want to be. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I just want to make sure that we're being consistent and that we don't change our viewpoints when one group comes in above another in this airport, and if it's going back in the airport fund, while the airport paying for the renovations.
Yeah, bunch of questions in there. Yeah, I think, one, let me see if I remember on one, yeah, it's market rate. We did run it past the airport board. The airport board was good with it. And mind you too, so $500 a month doesn't seem like a lot, but really they're getting a glorified patio. So, and two, and so this is kind of coming to you, I think, ahead of the curve, because the lead organization is not yet official. Their movement is to change economic development in Lake County, and they will be proposing to the county, I think next week.
Tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? Their concept, and their first step is to get the county on board. So long story short, what the lead group is trying to do is to privatize economic development, to model the success that Marion County and Ocala has had with their operation. So they wanted to go back to the county saying, okay, we're set up, we're ready to do business, we have a place to do business, hence the lease, and then to get the county buy-in. Then they'll be making a trip to the cities to get our buy-in. So they'll be asking us for a contribution. Right now, we spend in the neighborhood of around 15, 20 grand on economic development through Metro EDC and some other things. So my suggestion is that if you buy in on this concept, I'm just say, just move who we're writing the check to. I think there's some real good concepts in the privatization of this. I think it needs to rest with the county first, and then Mandy Wetstein and her group, who've kind of organized LEAD, will be making a presentation to you. So that was the next part. There was a third part
Just
in there
the
too.
airport fund. as opposed to
Airport
utility
fund. I think you can look to the airport fund to do some of that. I think the airport has a vested interest in LEAD because you want that organization. They're going to be representing Lake County in general, right? And we want them in Leesburg, and we want them at the airport because we want those folks who are coming in and out on their planes to first place they go in Lake County is going to be Leesburg. So if the commission wants to spend some airport money to fix up the facility, you won't hear squawking from me. I don't know if you will from the airport board, but I think probably you find that and the why I didn't put forth the general fund in the recommendation is because they're going to have their own bill for economic development. So these other improvements are a little bit above and beyond, but I think it's worth Leesburg's investment to be part of this motion to host the location and to have the airport host the location.
I mean, I like the location, and I agree. With the facilities, market rate, I'm all good with that. I just think that if money's gonna go back to the airport fund of $5,000-6,000 a year, and then you're saying take from utility. I mean, we had the big deal about we borrowed. I think we gave the resource center $1 million from the utility fund. We said don't forgive the debt. Well, basically we're saying get it from utilities, and then the airport gets the money but they don't pay the utility funds back. So for me, it's like, if we're gonna say one over here, resource center, we're not gonna forgive your loan. We're basically doing the same thing here, maybe a smaller amount. I think the airport fund should pay for it, because they're gonna get the money back. 2.5 years, they'll be whole, and I just think if their investment's gonna be at the airport, I think they should pay for it.
Duly noted.
And I'll say, I can give you a little bit of information about the LEAD, which is the Lake Economic Area Development, I think is what it stands for. Because I'm really involved with it, is we're trying to copy the Ocala model. So Marion County actually they have more industrial square footage under construction than any county in the state of Florida, which is, it's like 5 million square feet. And they've been doing this model for a while. They're now up to 80% privately funded, 20% publicly funded. So their budget's huge, right? Because they got the same amount from the county and just kept it, and then just started growing private contributions. And so we're trying to do the same thing. And so the meeting tomorrow and we've had a lot of meetings with the county. This is like the final approval one, is for them to designate LEAD as the official economic development agency. So when the leads come in from the state, they'll do that. And the Ocala organization is helping us get off the ground. So their CEO is actually going to spend a day a week in Lake County for the first year. And then we're hiring our own people. They're going to help out with the back end services, but he's got all the relationships with the site selectors and actually has deals to bring in initially. And we had other cities want to have the LEAD headquarters, and we even had private developers offer to put them in private space, but I pushed really hard that I want this in Leesburg, because one, we're centrally located, and we've got an airport, and he said that's a big thing, is you've got people flying in privately, typically with these large companies, to come view sites, and we want them to come to Leesburg and see what we have here. So
sounds good. So is anybody opposed to the airport fund paying for the improvements?
I have no objection. I just want the improvements made, because when those people do come in, we don't want them to walk into a dump.
It needed to be improved. I would say we're getting above market rent based on the way that the place looks right now. I think Alan can echo that it's pretty rough. It doesn't get used because it's not really usable space right now. It needs to be fixed anyway, so.
Alan, do you have anything to add at all?
I don't.
Or you
No.
specific thing?
Yeah, I don't.
Let's let Alan.
I think it's a space that would be great. When I think of economic development, I think of the airport. So I would like to see them in Leesburg as well. And it is a space that really can't be used because the AC needs to be fixed and things like that. So I would say it'd have to be come out of if another group was going to go in there, we'd have to pay out of the airport fund probably as well. So
That's fine.
Yeah, the official motion is to put this, to approve the lease, so and then under the improvement section, that's gonna be under 75,000 anyway, which is my spending authority in the airport fund, and I see that the general consensus from the commission is airport fund, so I will see that that's done.
I would say that, assuming we're talking about that $15,000, if you find out something,
Right.
that it's closer to 75
was
than
that
15.
the number? I want to say it was 15.
No.
It was
Let's
15.
not
I
commit
think
that.
it was 12 and some change, and
Yeah.
so I couldn't. So and it's some foundation repairs, fixing the AC, and the rent. And Tracy pulled that number up
Nice
a
furniture.
month or two ago. So it wasn't a crazy number.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right. Any other comment? Roll call.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Yes.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Christian,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bree.
Yes. Okay. We'll move on to item 6, public hearings and non-routine items. Okay, so A is second reading of ordinances. Somebody introduce number 1?
Introduced and recommended, read by title only.
An ordinance of the City of Leesburg, Florida, establishing the Lake Harris Community Development District pursuant to Chapter 190 Florida statutes, providing for authority and power of the district, establishing the district, providing for the Board of Supervisors of the district, providing for the district budget, providing for functions of the district, providing for miscellaneous provisions, and providing an effective date.
Move approval.
Second.
Discussion? Do we need a public? Anything from the public? So we go to a roll call. Roll call?
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Christian,
Yes.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burry.
Yes. Okay. Somebody introduce item 2, please.
Introduced and has to be read by title only.
An ordinance of the City of Leesburg, Florida, annexing certain real property consisting of approximately 71 plus minus acres, being generally located east of U.S. Highway 27 and south of Dewey Robbins Road, lying in Section 6, Township 21 South, Range 25 East, Lake County, Florida, provided that said property so annexed shall be liable for its proportionate share of the existing and future indebtedness of said city, providing that such annexed property shall be subject to all laws and ordinances of said city, as if all such territory had been a part of the City of Leesburg at the time of passage and approval of said laws and ordinances, providing that such annexed territory shall be placed in City Commission District 3, and providing an effective date.
Move approval.
Second.
He didn't swear him in until the next item.
I did have one question. Was there, and did I miss it? Was there a conceptual plan? I saw the PUD, but was there a conceptual plan in here showing the proposed layout?
Yes, I'm not sure.
'Cause I think that-
20% was supposed to be 100-foot lots, and I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw the PUD where they had the
So I think
20
we could
foot
get a-
or some 100-foot lots, and
Can you put the conceptual up there, Ian?
I think the density was a density of 2.2 with
Yeah,
something.
it's
like
under
that.
3,
Six.
2.6.
Was it 2.6?
I think, but I'm not positive about that either.
Let me get my stuff out of here. I got it.
You can't, it's tough, because you can't, when you blow it up, you can't read some of this stuff.
Right.
It's all in the PUD. Those things that it's great.
Yeah, it was 184 units on 72 acres, whatever the math. So,
Five, six, 184, 72.
if you are looking,
Here's a copy of the PUD if you'd like.
the PUD about 251 or so.
All the colored lots, Greg Belleville with LPG representing the applicant. All the colored lots are over 50 feet in width. The white ones are 50-foot minimums. All lot depths are greater than, or 120 or greater.
So in the PUD, Greg, it said, that the 20% was 100-foot lots. So is that the back measurement on the corners? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
But Dan beat us up and made sure we had lots that were greater than 50-foot widths. Says you were all getting a little tired of just 50s, so we included lots that were greater than 50.
Yeah, you have 20% were 100-foot lots, and then the 50-foot lots had a 1,700 square foot
Mm-hmm.
home, and all others are 1,800.
Mm-hmm.
So is all other the other 20%? Is
Yes,
that
sir.
kind of what it
Yeah.
basically amounts to? Okay. So that about 36 out of the 184 will be 1,800, and the rest probably be more 1,700. And the interest is off of Duncan still? That's-
Yes, it is. It's a clay road, and we're going to be improving it to county specifications.
Okay.
And we are required under the county to do some right-of-way dedications on O'Brien as well, and obviously bring Duncan up to county specifications and dedication as well as construction. And our utility extensions are coming off of US 27.
Okay, so would the applicant have any problems with inclusion of dark sky lighting and
No, sir.
trees in every yard?
That's fine.
Because that's not in
Yeah, I noticed
written
that.
in, but will be amended
Yes, sir.
a little later. Okay.
To comply with your new regulations that you've been adding to all the newest PUDs.
Yeah, the road section was quite thorough, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no sweat.
All right. Do we have any other public comment? Any other comments from the commissioner? Roll call?
Do you want to make an amendment to deal with
Not
the
with,
dark
not
sky?
with bringing it in.
Oh, yeah, right, I'm sorry,
just
we're not with
doing-
PUD yet.
Yeah, we kind of
I'm
started
sorry.
talking
Sorry.
PUD, but we're
Gotcha.
just bringing it in right now.
Sorry
so-
about that.
Okay, that's all right. Roll call?
Commissioner Christian,
Yes.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Yes.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brady.
Yes. Okay, so this will be 3, is that what we have now?
Yes.
Okay, so, would someone, do you want to swear it? I guess we need to, first let's,
Go ahead and introduce it.
right. Somebody introduce item 3, please.
I introduce recommended read by title only.
An ordinance amending the future land use map of the comprehensive plan of the city of Leesburg, changing the future land use map designation of certain property containing 71 plus minus acres from Lake County rural transition to city of Leesburg estate residential for property generally located east of US Highway 27 and south of Dewey Robbins Road as legally described in section 6, Township 21 South, Range 25 East, Lake County, Florida, and providing an effective date.
Move for approval.
And if anybody who plans to provide any testimony or evidence on this item 6A3 or item 6A4, if you would please stand and raise your right hand so you can be sworn in. Do you swear or affirm that all testimony you'll give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you.
So we discuss.
Yeah, let's get Kim, do you have a quick staff report on this? Or if the commission's good with where we're at right now, we can bypass that.
Do you have questions?
Are you good?
Anybody have questions? Greg's already presented. Any other public comment? Roll call.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Yes.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Christian,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brady.
Yes. Somebody please introduce item 4, please.
Introduced as we read by title only.
An ordinance of the city of Leesburg, Florida, changing the zoning on approximately 71 plus minus acres from Lake County A agricultural to city PUD planned unit development to allow for single-family residential development for property generally located east of US Highway 27 and south of Dewey Robbins Road as legally described in section 6, Township 21 South, Range 25 East, Lake County, Florida, and providing an effective date.
Move approval.
Second.
Discussion?
If you want to amend it to add the street trees and the dark sky, we have no problems with those
Okay.
additions.
I'll move to make an amendment that we adopt the city's new dark sky lighting requirements as discussed at our prior meeting, along with the increased landscape requirements also discussed at our prior meeting.
Second.
Okay, so any other discussion on the amendment? Okay, roll call on the amendment?
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Christian,
Yes.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brady.
Yes. Any other public discussion with regard to the ordinance? Anything from anybody else? Roll call?
Commissioner Christian,
Yes.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Yes.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brady.
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to first reading of ordinances. Somebody introduce number 1?
Introduced as we read by title only.
An ordinance of the city of Leesburg ratifying the establishment of the village's Community Development District Number 14, parentheses, district, pursuant to ordinance number 21-30, and the boundary amendment of the district pursuant to ordinance number 22-10, affirming and certifying the establishment of the district, the eternal boundaries of the district, the initial members of the Board of Supervisors, the name of the district, the location of water and sewer connections, the timetable and cost estimates, and the statement of estimated regulatory cost providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Move for approval, or just a first?
This is just first reading. Yeah, and long story short, we just adopted the village's number 4 CDD incorrectly. We didn't put enough, it required a 30-day advertising time frame that we didn't put on there. So we're doing it over.
Any public discussion? All right. Somebody introduce item 2, please.
Introduce and ask for read by title only.
An ordinance of the City of Leesburg, Florida, annexing certain real property consisting of approximately 0.59 acres, being generally located on the west side of County Road 468 and north of Schoolview Street, lying in Section 21, Township 19 South, Range 24 East, Lake County, Florida, providing that said property so annexed shall be liable for its proportionate share of the existing and future indebtedness of said city, providing that such annexed property shall be subject to all laws and ordinances of said city as if all such territory had been part of the City of Leesburg at the time of passage and approval of said laws and ordinances, providing that such annexed territory shall be placed in City Commission District 2 and providing an effective date.
Discussion? Any comments?
Let's go wait till the next one comes.
Okay. Someone would like to introduce item 3?
Introduce and ask for read by title only.
An ordinance amending the comprehensive plan of the City of Leesburg, changing the future land use designation of certain property containing approximately 0.59 acres from Lake County urban medium density to City of Leesburg medium density residential for property generally located west of County Road 468 and north of Schoolview Street as legally described in Section 21, Township 19 South, Range 24 East, Lake County, Florida, and providing an effective date.
I think, Grant, you want to swear anybody in?
Yeah, if there's going to be any discussion, is anybody going to discuss this item, provide any testimony or evidence on this item? Ms. Candy, why don't we just get you sworn in just in case? All right. You swear or affirm that all testimony you'll give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you.
Any discussion from the commission? Or you want to have it?
On the PUD.
You want to wait till the PUD? Okay.
Sir, were you planning to provide any testimony on this item?
No, my name is Fernando Jones. I represent the trust that is doing the development there.
Okay,
And if they have any questions, I can address them for you.
okay. We'll get you sworn in just in case there's any questions. Do you, you swear or affirm that all testimony you'll give tonight will be the whole truth, the truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
No discussion on item 2 or item 4?
Introduce and ask for read by title only.
An ordinance of the City of Leesburg, Florida, rezoning approximately 0.59 plus minus acres from Lake County RP Residential Professional to City of Leesburg SPUD Small Plan Unit Development to allow for residential development for property generally located west of County Road 468 and north of Schoolview Street as legally described in Section 21, Township 19 South, Range 24 East, Lake County, Florida, and providing for an effective date.
I just had a question, Mr. Mayor. You know, we're looking about half an acre, and we're talking about maybe 6 or 7 units, 1,100 square feet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parking spaces. Is that what our code will require for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 houses and 7 parking spaces? It looks like, you know, most people will at least have 2 cars or have company, and 7 parking spaces like it's going to be kind of tight.
I believe Candy Harper for the Planning Commission, for planning, I'm sorry. Dan negotiated extra parking on the site plan. It's not associated with any particular house.
Okay.
But I believe there's extra parking there, and this was a negotiation with Dan and discussion with the applicant.
And I get that, but I know we put something on paper, but the reality of it is that 7 parking spaces for 7 units at 1,100 square feet. If you get 2 people in each house, that's 14, at least 14 parking spaces. If you get kids now, they get teenagers. So I'm just trying to figure out where people are gonna park. I mean, that's my only, and it's on half an acre. I like the idea of doing something with properties, but I'm just a little concerned that on a half an acre, we're allowing 7 dwelling units with 7 parking spaces. I think that's just my concern. It looks good on paper, but the reality of it is it's gonna be a nightmare when people are parking on the streets. And we're not in the villages, so we don't have that kind of accommodations on Schoolview or Woodbine. And we have a school, Rhymes Elementary, so that's just my concern. We're creating something that's gonna be a nightmare. So I don't know if the applicant can tell me if there's some other land we're gonna park, but for us to allow 7 parking spaces for 7 houses, I think that's kind of hard for me to fathom us doing. I don't think we would do that anywhere else in Leesburg. So, you know, I'm just wondering why we allow this to happen here. That's a new trend. Then I think we talked about the comprehensive plan. We can talk about in a minute. I'm just trying to figure out how we allowing that to happen.
I believe one thing that we looked at was the fact that it is on a transit route and it's walkable to the schools. So if you have children in that school, that's not really a concern. And it is on the transit route. There's a bus station at the resource center.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I live right down the road, and I got 5 cars in my yard.
Yes, sir. I understand.
So trust me, I get the transit route. That doesn't mean we're going to use the transit. That means because we can be right next to the bus station, doesn't mean I'm going to ride the bus. But this is not New York. Most people here have cars, and they have multiple cars. And so for us to say we're going to allow 7 parking for 7 houses, and say because you're near the bus that people are going to buy these houses at $200,000. Those are not walkers. Walkers don't buy $200,000 houses and catch the bus. People buy $200,000 houses, they have a car. So it's just hard for me that we get to this point with 7 parking spaces on a half an acre lot with 7 houses.
Yes, sir. I'll make a note for Mr. Miller, and maybe the applicant can speak to this.
Well, I had a question. I mean, the one story, the one that's circled. It's circled and it says there's not gonna be a house there, but it's gonna be open for future use. Is there any clarity on exactly what's gonna be there?
Yes.
Okay.
We had 7 lots there. One lot we designated as an open space, depending upon what we needed for as retention or parking. We have additional parking on the side, and we will come back with the planning commission and determine if we can use that space for a lot or not. So it's actually 6 houses on that space. It's 7 lots, but it's 6 houses.
Okay.
So we might be able to get the maybe 7 extra parking where that house was.
But that was supposed to be a playground, I think. In the PUD, doesn't it specify it was gonna be a playground?
Playground, or either retention, or we classified it as open space to be determined later.
So who's going to determine that later?
The planning department. That's what part of the negotiation we did with the planning department when we do our engineering. They would tell us what they would want there, and we would work it out from that point on.
Well, that was my main question, is the parking issue. That was just my only question, concern.
Yeah, and I would have to, agree with John, and 7 or 6 spaces is really what we're showing for 6 units, if I'm looking at the right. This is, and these are a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like a townhome type.
A single-family home, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with attic space upstairs, with 2 bedrooms upstairs and a bath upstairs. Smallest unit is about 1,140 square feet, and we have an optional unit about 1,410.
No, I'll say, I agree on the parking issue. I think you got to get 2 spots per unit for me to get comfortable with it. That would be important. I'm not as worried about recreation for a 6 lot when we've got parks in the area, and also I think I look at it in the sense that I think it is okay to be a little bit different about what we require in different areas of the city, and I think this would clearly be an improvement on some of the other lots in the area. We just gotta make sure that it works, and we don't have cars all out in the street detracting from the area. But the houses look nice. I understand you gotta keep them to a price that can be afforded. So I'd be willing to be a little bit more flexibility, but I'm gonna need some more parking too.
So I think if you could get with the planning and say maybe like I don't think we need to park for 6 houses. So if that other lot can become additional parking, I mean I'm good with that. I don't think you need to build a park for 6 houses because then the community's gonna come use your park. Then you're gonna have additional problems because that's what's gonna happen. This happens on Woodbine where kids are walking down Woodbine, so they'll be using your park. So I mean I'll be more inclined to have better parking than a park that you would have to try to maintain. Somebody will have to maintain it.
So you're looking for 2 spaces per unit?
I think that'd be
At
safe.
least?
I think that'd be safe.
Okay. Okay with you?
Yes, we do have to look at all the engineering. Now, also that drive in the middle was not gonna be a public street, it was gonna be a private drive that's access to a public street, which throws a different light on the total development.
So you're assuming parking on the street in front of the houses?
No, we kind of discouraged that, but it is a private drive. It's a 24-foot private drive with parking spaces on the side for each unit down. But as you said, that other lot can be subdivided into 3 other parking spaces. It won't get another 6 parking spaces. The other lot will only get 3 other parking spaces.
So there's parking between the houses?
There could be. The layout is not designed for parking in between the houses.
Maybe between now and second reading, we can kind of look and see if.
Yeah, we would need a little more in depth. I don't think parking between the houses is going to help with your overall selling ability. But any other comments?
I'll just say that I'm not certainly don't want to tell you what to build. If you get the 12 parking spaces, I'm open, but I would not be opposed to like a townhouse type layout if that helps. Maybe we get some more parking in there. So I'm also okay with detached.
With a connected walls, you mean?
Right.
Or,
Yeah. To open up.
If you
just some
connected walls
sparking.
to open up parking. Any other comments? No more public. Everybody's sworn in. So, okay. Non-routine items, we have none. Informational reports. Do you have any? Any questions on the informational reports from anyone? Al, you want to give us anything? What about the financials? You want to go over anything on there? Or?
Not unless you have questions.
Anybody got any questions on the financial reports? All right. Any city attorney items?
No, sir, none this evening. Thank you.
City manager items?
I have nothing.
Okay. Roll call?
Commissioner Christian?
I'm just happy that we had a successful Bike Fest. I know Johnny was down to 1 day, and I will hope that whatever we can do next year to make that a 3-day event. I've already texted Joan and told her to strategize and see what she can do. I know there's a lot of chatter on Facebook about other Bike Fests in other cities, but I think we have the premier Bike Fest in Leesburg, and I would like to see us as a commission make sure that next year Jonah can go to 3 days and get back to the prestige and the honor that Leesburg Bike Fest has for our city. I even encouraged her that if she could try to find some diverse entertainment to bring it down Pine Street so we can extend Bike Fest for at least a couple hours down on Pine Street. So we are happy. We've been having jazz nights on Pine Street as well. It's been going well. Older crowd, they encourage us to keep it older and nothing young, and have a couple of businesses that are open on Pine. We had some vendors last night, and it was amazing to see some of the older people from Leesburg come and almost have tears in their eyes to see Pine Street was lit up on nighttime activity. So I want to thank Al, the city council, and the citizens for allowing the CDC and the city to partner to work to make Pine Street mesh with the pool, and I think it's been some great activities on Pine Street. So Once again, thank you, Joni. We look forward to a bigger bike fest on next year. That's all I have, man.
Commissioner Roebuck,
Nothing tonight.
Commissioner Cunnell,
Nothing tonight.
Mayor Pro Tem Burry.
Thank you for bearing with me in my first.
Great job,
first
man. You did a great
got
job,
through it.
man. You
Not
ready.
too bad on the time, John.
You ready, man.
Thanks a lot, guys. That's it. Move for adjournment.
Good night. Good night. You're a pro, man. You're a pro, man. Tell Mike you're gonna